Brought to you by...
When you wish upon a box, you waste precious hours of your life and beg the heavens from the start. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. I don't really know why I've chosen to talk about this one today. Maybe because I hate myself, and deep down I enjoy putting myself through torment and mental anguish. In order to hopefully entertain the few of you people who actually watch this shit. Wish Upon is a film that ambitiously attempts to blend a supernatural horror concept with teenage drama. Unfortunately, it fails to deliver on both counts, resulting in a clumsy, uninspired mess that never fully realizes its potential. While the movie boasts an intriguing premise, its execution is riddled with lazy storytelling, flat characters, and unearned emotional beats. The story follows Claire Shannon, played by Joey King, a high school student who discovers a mysterious Chinese music box that grants 7 wishes, but extracts a deadly price for each one. At its core, the premise holds promise. Yet Wish Upon is content with skimming the surface, leaving its most intriguing elements completely underdeveloped. The film's structure is painfully predictable. Each wish predictably leads to an increasingly ludicrous death, which feels less like genuine horror and more like a poorly executed knockoff of Final Destination. The stakes are never properly established. Claire's choices seem impulsive and unjustified, making her descent into selfishness very unconvincing. By the time the inevitable "be careful what you wish for" moral lesson kicks in, it's too little, too late. Joey King is an undeniably talented actress, but even her efforts can't salvage the shallow writing of Claire. The character is meant to evoke sympathy as a bullied teen with a tragic past, but her selfishness and lack of growth alienate the audience. The supporting cast fares no better. Ryan Phillippe, who I always remember fondly from I Know What You Did Last Summer, and have always hoped would branch out into more prominent work, plays Claire's father, Jonathan, a dumpster-diving musician who exists only to add a thin veneer of emotional stakes. Claire's friends, played by Sydney Park and Shannon Purser, are reduced to generic sidekick tropes, and Ki-Hung Lee's love interest role is devoid of chemistry or purpose. The film makes no effort to flesh out its characters, making their fates feel utterly meaningless. The deaths, ostensibly the film's selling point, are uninspired and oddly sanitized for a horror movie. Most are telegraphed well in advance, killing any sense of suspense. The Rube Goldberg-style setups that lead to each demise lack the creativity and tension that Final Destination delivers, or the versatile impact of Saw. The music box itself, a crucial element, feels more like a generic prop than a sinister artifact. The film's attempts to tie it to Chinese folklore is superficial at best, and verges on culturally insensitive at worst. Rather than delving into the object's origins or its implications, the script just treats it as a plot device to set up repetitive kill scenes. John R. Leonetti, best known for directing Annabelle and serving as the cinematographer on The Conjuring, seems out of his depth here. The film juggles teen melodrama with supernatural horror, but fails to balance the two, resulting in tonal whiplash. Neither aspect feels authentic or compelling, and the clunky pacing makes the 90-minute runtime feel like a fucking slog. The script by Barbara Marshall lacks wit or originality. The dialogue is riddled with cliches, and the characters' decisions are bafflingly stupid, even by horror standards. Not to mention, some of the dialogue that comes out of these characters' mouths feels like it was written by an individual who is completely devoid of knowledge about how human beings speak to one another.
Wait, you dig on multiverses?
The film also relies heavily on tired horror tropes, including jump scares that are neither earned or effective. This film sort of occupies an odd cinematic space, where it aspires to mainstream appeal, but stumbles into territory often associated with so bad it's good B-movies. Many classics like Troll 2 or Plan 9 from Outer Space feature ambitious ideas that far outstrip the filmmaker's ability to deliver. Wish Upon has a similarly high-concept premise that could have been engaging if treated with creativity or depth. Instead, the film squanders its potential with uninspired storytelling and a script that's afraid to take risks. The best of bad B-movies often achieve their cult status by being oblivious to their own absurdity. Wish Upon shares this trait. It takes itself far too seriously while delivering unintentionally comedic moments. For instance, Claire wishing for her crush to fall in love with her, or her father's dumpster diving musician subplot, are handled with unearned sincerity, making these moments laughable rather than poignant. A hallmark of B-movie storytelling is when characters make bafflingly dumb decisions. Claire's choices in Wish Upon, continuing to make wishes despite mounting evidence of their cost, mirror the irrationality of B-movie protagonists. Her escalating selfishness feels less like a believable character arc, and more like a contrivance to set up the next death scene. B-movies often rely on cliches and tropes because of budgetary or creative constraints, and Wish Upon leans heavily into this pattern. From the suspiciously over-explained curse to the hilariously overdone wish goes wrong scenarios, the film piles on familiar beats with little originality. While the film isn't low budget in the traditional B-movie sense, its aesthetic choices portray a lack of polish. The death scenes lack the creativity or gore necessary to make them stand out, and the music box, while intricately designed, doesn't carry the menacing weight of a true horror artifact. Perhaps the most B-movie-esque trait of the film is how often it elicits laughter instead of fear. The overdramatic performances, nonsensical plot twists, and bizarre tonal shifts turn what should be a tense horror movie into an unintentional comedy. One of the defining traits of great bad B-movies is their ability to attract an ironic fan base, despite being rejected by mainstream audiences. This, I think, fits the mold. Its clunky dialogue, ludicrous plot points, and overall lack of polish have turned it into a favorite for viewers, seeking unconventional comedy rather than genuine horror. Wish Upon is a cautionary tale of how even a good concept can be squandered by poor execution. With unlikable characters, a weak script, and lackluster scares, it's a film that fails to resonate on any level whatsoever. Its attempts at horror are unoriginal, and its emotional beats fall flatter than a pancake, leaving the audience wishing they had chosen a different movie altogether. You could call this a film best left unwished for. If you're in the mood for a horror movie about the consequences of greed, you'd be better off revisiting classics like The Monkey's Paw or Final Destination. Well, friends, that's gonna be all for now. If you're interested in this film, I urge you to check it out for yourself and formulate your own thoughts and opinions about it. I hope you come share those thoughts in the comments. Let me know if there are any movies that you would like to see discussed on this channel. I always love to hear from you guys, and I do my best to try and respond to everyone. As always, I have put a link down in the description to a physical copy of the film, if one exists, so that you can add it to your collection. Using that link helps out the channel, and that is always appreciated. Furthermore, if you like the video, I urge you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already. I know many of you watching aren't yet subscribed, so help support the channel. Subscribe. If you'd like to go the extra mile and support the channel even more, we do have a Patreon. And if you sign up for our Rated R tier level, you can get yourself access to the ETF Digital Archive. We get a lot of compliments about the VHS collection that you guys see in the background of almost all of our videos. Well, we have been hard at work slowly digitizing that collection and creating a place where we can share it with all of you. Thanks to the help of the Plex platform, one of this channel's sponsors, we can now do just that. This is our way of doing our part to help preserve that gritty, nostalgic VHS look and feeling before it's gone forever. So as a special thank you for becoming a Rated R tier member, you will be added to our ETF Archive Plex server, so that you can stream our VHS collection from anywhere at any time. It's basically like having a streaming service for VHS, which I think is pretty cool. We also have a Mercari store, where you can go and get yourself a little piece of the ETF archive. While collecting VHS, Blu-rays, and DVDs over many years, we wind up with lots of duplicates, and we unfortunately can't store them all. So on our Mercari shop, we have those for sale. Purchasing those not only expands your collection, but makes room for us to expand ours. All the links for everything are down in the description. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.